Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for the Farm and Ranch News. Well, the agriculture industry is celebrating a decision by the Securities and Exchange Commission, who this week voted on their final climate disclosure rule and removed the Scope 3 reporting requirements that would have required public companies to report the emissions of their entire supply chains. Nicole Rolfe with the Montana Farm Bureau was a driving force in working with Senator Tester to stop the burdensome rule.
So if that rule had been allowed to go into effect, it would have required farmers and ranchers to be recording and then reporting to the SEC all of our climate-related activities. So a really monumental effort, and just shows that if you can pull the wagons together, we can get the result we need. So it's a very exciting day.
Well, the spending bill that Congress is working to pass includes a provision directly affecting Montana. Congressman Ryan Zinke included a policy rider that requires the Interior Department to report to Congress in 90 days on plans for the reintroduction of bison on the CMR Wildlife Refuge, as well as any actions related to the secretarial order to restore bison to prairie ecosystems. And at the end of 2025, increased exemptions to the estate tax will expire, directly affecting agriculture. By 2026, the exclusion amount will revert from almost $14 million a person to just under $7 million. Large farms would experience the largest increase in the share of estates owing the tax, and total federal estate taxes from farms would more than double to $1.2 billion. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you back here for the markets.
I represent a lot of what ranchers' wives are, where they marry into the family. Coming into established ranch, the expectations of that is just absolutely overwhelming. You know, there's always stress with all families, but when you're not dealing with the stress outwardly, it will definitely impact everyone inwardly. You may feel alone, but you're not alone.
Hi everybody, thanks for joining us back here for the Ag Report. Well, a new license from the Board of Regents will allow researchers at Montana State to brew their own beer to evaluate barley varieties and how they perform from field to brewery. The past 3 years, Montana farmers have planted more barley than any other state, with 1.2 million acres seeded in 2023. Jamie Sherman, head of MSU's barley breeding program, says this will allow them to evaluate how new barley varieties perform in the complicated malting and brewing process and deliver more value to Montana farmers. Well, feeder cattle futures haven't found a lot of support in March, especially with higher corn prices, but live cattle doing better. This week's cash trade holding mostly steady, but feed yards are asking for more, like 186 to 187 on the hoof and 294 plus in the beef. An exceptional weigh-up market at Pays this week, with lots of cows from 118 to 124 didn't matter much on their condition. Young bred cows topped out at $2,800, lots of bred heifers from $2,700 to $3,000, mid-age cows from $2,400 to $2,600. Finished lambs in Sioux Falls steady to higher from $195 to $230, and a lot of the ewes stronger from $95 to $110. And hard red winter and spring wheat were able to find a decent recovery and create a little space from their contract lows. No real changes expected for wheat in today's World Supply and Demand report. A sale of U.S. wheat to Taiwan is keeping us on par with last year's export sales, but actual shipments are lagging. Well, that's going to do it for today's report. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.